Well, my oatmeal's almost finished up here. I eat half a cup a day. Actually got some prepared right now. It's going in the crock pot. So it's too little for this big container, so I'm going to put it in the small container. I think I'm going to leave this container on the countertop for now. It's got enough for maybe 3 more times. Okay, I just prepared a bunch of carrots for freezing yesterday. I blanched them for about, well, first I grate them. I put these in my chopper, but you can grate them too. And then I blanched them for about, I think, a minute, minute and a half, and then put them in the freezer in these 1 cup increments. Let's get them out. I then use them either in my carrot bread, which comes out great. I started making loaves. The loaves are really pretty and delicious. Or for stir fry. I find that when they're like this, they cook up a lot faster because they aren't as hard. They soften up after the blanching process and they just cook faster. And of course, they're great in baking. So I'm just going to put them in baggy size little bags. I have a place in my big freezer where I put all my vegetables for baking in these 1 cup increments right there at the top, so when I want to bake, they are ready. I love these freezer containers. I've got one that is in, I think, 2 cup sizes, and then this one in 1 cup sizes. Everything is just nice and neat and ready to freeze. Well, hello again. A friend of mine gave me some really beautiful lemons, big ones, and they were very juicy. I like to dehydrate lemons, but these were so juicy that this is the only ones that I dehydrated. The rest I squeezed and made little frozen lemon, actually little lemon hearts. They were very cute, but these just took forever. They were in the electric dehydrator for, I think, probably 16 hours, 20 hours, and they still weren't ready, and I didn't want them in the dehydrator anymore, so I put them outside for 2 days. I have these, I had a electric dehydrator that died, so I kept the racks. So I had this, and then on top of it, because it was out on the back porch, I put another one of the dehydrator liners on top just to keep debris and stuff off of it. It was under some trees. Even though it's sunny, stuff gets blown around. So it took about 2 more days of this being outside for it to reach anything resembling, you know, a good thing. I like to have these in my tea. In the evening, I'll put a couple of these in my tea with hot water and some, well, actually not even in my tea. I just put them in some hot water with some honey and have this lightly flavored hot, I guess, lemon tea or whatever. It's really nice. So I'm going to put these in this jar. I think it'll fit. I needed a wide mouth one because these were pretty big. I think I did all of the lemons. I squeezed them all. There were about probably 10. Beautiful though. Sometimes I get smaller lemons from another friend, and those are not quite as blown out as these. These are just so full of juice. They were wonderful, but actually, the truth be told, I prefer them before they get to that point. But that's okay. Well, this got caught. Let me fix it. These will be fine. What I'm going to do with these is once they're in the jar, I have one cabinet that I keep dried fruit in, and fruit and like oil and stuff like that. Herbs that seasonings I haven't opened up yet. It's just a dark place. So light will ruin everything. And there we are. I think it's all going to fit just fine. I might have to shake it down a little bit, but this will be great in a few months. Even though it's spring, I'm already preparing for winter, right? Always try to be a step ahead of myself there. Perfect fit and looks real pretty too. All right, I'm back with some rotini that I just opened and used. I'm going to start putting it in here, but I don't think there's going to be enough room, so I'll start and then I'll decide what to do after that. Well, let's see how this does. Well, look at that. Oops, fit perfect. All right, it was a 1 pound box of pasta and it fit into this quart jar, but it wouldn't necessarily fit into this quart jar because I already used some. So if you are going to be putting a pound of this type of pasta, it's going to be too much for a quart jar. But if you eat some first, it'll be just fine. I haven't been using a loose tea lately. I usually use this English breakfast tea from Amazon because I had a bunch of tea bags I wanted to finish. So I'm going to start doing this again. I just ordered a new bag because I'm very close to the end, and one of the boxes of tea I finished, ironically, was English breakfast tea. It was very good. So since it's already marked English breakfast, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. I have quite a few tins. A few more tins have appeared. So I'm going to be maybe bringing out more bags of things that people tend to request when they come, or things that I like to drink outside of black tea. So it's not real full, but I finished up the bag, so that's good enough for now. Getting a little low here, actually very low, on the spray bottle for Dawn. So I put Dawn in this, and then I add water and use it to spray my bottles. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and wash around here. All right, let's pour some in here. I don't put a lot, maybe about 10% or 15%, and the rest water. Otherwise, it's just too thick to go through the sprayer. That's probably enough for now. And I'm going to go, when this drains out, I'm going to go fill the rest up with water, and it should be good for a while. It's about here, and I'll show you what it looks like with the water in it. There it is, ready to start doing dishes again. This one has settled the most, so I'm going to start here. Hopefully it won't all come out in one big rush. That's good. All right, that's perfect. Check it out. One down, and I think I'm going to put the rest in here. That will take, whoops, that will take one big jar off of the shelf. There we go. I'm getting low on my oatmeal brown sugar here, so I got 2 more bags of this. And I'm going to refill this. The other one, I have one small secure cabinet where nothing can get in there, and I use that for extra sugar, flour, etc. But there's not enough room for everything, and I like to have stuff on the shelf because the secure cabinet, you got to kind of get on your hands and knees. And my kitchen, one day I'll do a kitchen tour. Ugh. So I did do a party here a few months ago, and everyone said, "Oh, your kitchen is so cute." It's like, well, okay. Got stopped up here, so I'm just gonna go through with the knife, make sure it. When I got these, the price was the same as before. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with these food prices. About $2.44, something like that. I don't know where Great Value gets its sugar from. I don't know. There's a big C&H production plant about 35 miles from my house, so I don't know if production means origin or, you know, I just don't know. So I got 2 just to be on the safe side. If I was really going to be on the safe side, I would get a 10-pound bag at Costco, but it becomes a thing of size, and where do I put it? And anyway, so I got 2 2-pound bags, and now this is nicely filled up for quite some time. I was at a friend's house a couple days ago, and she gave me some of the tea she made. She goes to a herb store, I guess herb store in Sebastopol, and makes these mixes. And she couldn't remember what this mix was, but it was delicious. So I'm going to try to jog her memory with that. because I found a better container for my English breakfast tea, a tin container that actually says English breakfast on it. This one's going to now be repurposed into my friend's herbal tea. I'm going to pour that in here. It was really good. I mean, the mix of sweet and herbal, it was delicious. I had multiple cups. It was really nice. So it's kind of a green color. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like weed, actually, but it's not. Well, it's time for summer iced tea and for refilling my company tea jar here. So let's see what I got going on. This is lavender chamomile, and this is, I got this from a fellow volunteer at the food bank last year. He told me that he had a little garden in the garden plot. There's a community garden plot, so I brought him some seedlings, and he was so delighted that he ran into the car and gave me this lavender chamomile tea. So I've never tried it. It looks good. This is what I love about the barter community. I definitely need more of this sleepy time tea out and readily available, so I'm going to set that aside. And these fruit teas from Celestial Seasoning, just wonderful for sun tea. So I've got here black cherry, true blueberry, looks like a blackberry, black cherry, wild berry. So I'm going to just take these out, and probably tomorrow, maybe even today, I'll start making my own iced tea because they are so good. What I'm really looking for right now is some green tea. Oh, here's Mama Bear Cold Care. Better see if I have some out. And some digestive tea, ginger. And I've got a lot of black tea here. And matcha. I've never had matcha. Is that any good? But what I'd like to find is some green tea, because that seems to be what people are going for right now in the summer. In the winter, they like the chamomile. So here's green tea matcha. Well, we're going to give it a try. I think that's the only green tea I have right now. Oh, I have some Kool-Aid. What's this? All right. Constant Comment, which is kind of an herbal tea. And I have a friend who loves the sweet and spicy tea. I think I'm going to take some of these out too. All right, I'm probably good enough with the sleepy time right now. I have to start using it instead of those melatonin gummy bears. So I'm going to put that back on the shelf. And this I'm going to put back in the box until I finish those. I'm going to go ahead and put this one bag of organic Earl Grey into the tea thing here. And I think I'm going to put a couple of gingers in there also. Ginger yerba mate and these two, maybe one or two of each. Rest away. Mama Bear Cold Care, I have some already in that tin, and I'm not using it so much right now because it's summer, but I might need it later, so I'm going to put it back for now. Got plenty of caffeinated tea, so no worries there. I think I'm going to hold the lemon chamomile back a little bit. I think I'm going to take this chamomile tea out of the dedicated box because each one is individually wrapped, so they can go into here. And I think we are jammed at this point. Because this chamomile is not individually wrapped, no one's going to know what it is, so I'm going to put it in this dedicated little tin here. And I should get out it. This is a good sleepy time tea things too. Sometimes I just get agitated. I'm not alone, or I have a hard time calming down, so it's nice to have a cup of tea that's not caffeinated. Or sometimes I just like sitting on the back porch or the front porch in the evening. It is like unbelievable. Right now there's frogs out there and there's crickets, and it's the most amazing beautiful thing. It's why I moved up here. I didn't even realize that was why I moved up here. Isn't that something? Sometimes you're just here and it's like, I didn't even know this existed. There. Chamomile is good to go. Okay, Paul, the guy who does all my handyman work here, took apart that refrigerator a few weeks ago. Really likes his sweet and spicy tea, and I just found a whole box of it in my box. So I'm going to put it in this little tin. It's just for him. I guess it had cookies in it, but it's the perfect size. So when he comes over, probably today, to get a couple things finished, I can make him a cup of this. I'd like to put this green tea matcha in the jar. Right now the jar is very full, but because they're not individually wrapped, I can't put them in the communal jar. So I guess I'll just put them away and figure something else out. Okay, so every morning I want to make my mocha cappuccino. I go to the pantry and I pull this thing out, and I pull, well, I was pulling this thing out, and then I'm using actually the smaller version. I transfer the chocolate in there, but I want to make it even easier because this becomes cumbersome. So I'm going to put some of the Swiss Miss chocolate into just a smaller container. So in the morning I just grab these two. I could probably even have this here on the countertop. My countertop's a disaster. So what I need is like a coffee bar, but I do not have room. Well, I have room for a coffee bar, but I don't have enough outlets here for a coffee bar. I just need to plug in my hot water, and that's sometimes asking too much. So I'm just going to start by having the cocoa and the coffee just in smaller, easier to grab containers in the morning. As I mix them, here's one of them. And I'm going to put the rest of this cocoa into here, or as much as I can, because this just takes up less room. Believe it or not, the price for this big, huge one on Amazon was less than what I paid for this one on Amazon. And they both were good prices. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I was delighted. So I think I'm just going to put the rest of the cocoa in the smaller one. It just has a smaller footprint. I don't know that I will be able to save this container. I can save the other container, the mocha cappuccino container, because it's metal. But this one's kind of a carton. So I probably have to put it in recycling, because washing it is going to get it damp, and then it's kind of useless. Let me finish up here. I'm going to do something risky here. I'm going to try to pour the rest of this in here. There we go. There. Now that's good enough. And there's still room in here, and this is going to take a lot less room up in the pantry. And I'm going to put the rest of my mocha cappuccino in here. Again, I have the big containers, but they just take up so much room. And dragging those two things out every morning is kind of ridiculous. For now, that's enough. When I open the new container, I will fill this one up to the top. But this is going to be a lot easier to pull out than that huge container each time. Meanwhile, this is a great container. It's metal, so I'm going to wash this out and set it out in the sun to get that chocolate smell out, chocolate coffee smell out. Well, I'm going to end this video with ice cubes. It's getting to the point where I'm going to take my ice machine out. Making ice like this isn't going to last me a day, but for now it's good. I did things a little differently. I did not use plain water. I used iced tea, had some leftover iced tea. I don't know if you can see that. It was like a cherry iced tea. So I'm going to have these to flavor water. and or put in iced tea so it doesn't dilute it. They're so pretty, they're pink. It takes about, I'd say, a half a cup of liquid for each of these rows. So 2 cups of iced tea or whatever to fill up all these little hearts. I love the silicone because they pop right out. These are actually really pretty. I'm going to put them in the same plastic bag as I had my ice my ice hearts. Put them back in the freezer. It's really nice to pull out a piece or 2 of ice nowadays. I keep my iced tea in the refrigerator, but sometimes when it's just made, it's still kind of warm. Like I say, the ice machine's coming out pretty quick because I'm going to need a lot more ice than I can generate like this. But for the in-between season, this is great, and I enjoy having these little pink ones right now. Oops. And there we are.